So you're here because you want to know about the one and only Fire Emblem. Well, I don't guess it would be the one and only, that's why we have subtitles, and this one's Engage, and you seem to be doing a lot of that in this game.
Let us engage!
Engage! Engage!
Engage!
So let's start off with the gameplay of this game. So Fire Emblem Engage is a turn-based strategy game where you start off with a phase, you move all of your characters, and then it switches over to the next group's phase, whether it is the enemy or an ally, and they get to move all of their characters in their phase, and then it switches over to the next phase. If you like chess at all, it's very similar to chess, but also very different because there's no character that can only move diagonally like a bishop in chess, but there are characters who can only move fewer spaces, and as you progress through the game and level up your characters, they can move more spaces, and your characters also have different strengths, kind of like they would in chess as well, so it's similar to chess, but also different as well. Certain character abilities are also weak to other character abilities, such as flyers being weak to arrows, and armored characters being weak to magic. So you can also use this to your advantage, and depending on how hard the level is, sometimes you really have to use the strategy side of this game. I've entered entire scrimmages and been able to wipe out the entire enemy with just any character that was on the field, and then I've had other games where I actually had to use specific characters to take on certain enemies and make sure that I keep them clear of certain other enemies because they were weak to them. In Fire Emblem Engage, you also get to engage, and what this does is it allows you to engage with a character of one of the previous Fire Emblems, one of the original heroes, some being Marth, Roy, Ike, Lynn, Micaiah, just to name a few, and more are getting added, I believe, as the DLC comes out. But you can engage with these characters, and it allows you to use some of their abilities, such as Lynn. If you use Lynn, you're able to use her bow and arrow, even if your character is not a bow and arrow character, and you're able to attack enemies really far away that you normally wouldn't be able to attack. So the engage side of things really adds this cool little feel to it, this newness to it, that allows you as the player to kind of relive the moments of the past. Now that's just the combat side of the gameplay. There's also the free roam areas. Now most of your free roam time is going to be spent up in this skyloft looking place in the Fire Emblem world for the divine dragon called the Somnil. And you can do different activities here. You can walk around, you can talk to people, you can have dinner with people, and later on in the game you'll get more activities that you can do. My biggest problem with the free roam is I wish there was more engagement that you could have. Once the game got towards the end, it had a lot more that you could do, but I do wish all those things actually happened a lot sooner, so I didn't feel like I was at the end of the game and only got to enjoy some of these activities just a few times. There's also these free roam areas after the end of each fight that are kind of weird, where you can like go and talk to people. Sometimes they have unique things to say, but a lot of times they're just very repetitive, and I think the game would have been okay without them. Maybe just send you back to the Somnil or just allow you go to the world map or something. So now let's jump into the story. So the story, in my opinion, is actually pretty good. It is a little bit longer than I was expecting it to be, but for me, I am kind of a story guy, so it worked out for me. And your character goes on this journey to discover who they are, along the way meeting new friends, new allies, and trying to, of course, save the world. But I've heard a lot of people saying that they don't like the story of this game, and I wonder if they actually don't like the story, or if it's a little bit more specific than that. Because something I kind of throw in the category of story is dialogue. And I will say in this game, there are some very, very, very cringy moments.
Call me Marnie. I heard we'd be meeting some royalty today, but you look like a bunch of losers to me.
But it's not the entire game. There are several moments where you will see this. You'll have these very cringy moments. Overall, I don't think that happens a whole lot. And as long as you can look past that, the story is pretty good. Now, you can also cultivate friendships in this game. And as you get closer to a character, you'll move up in different tiers. You can get to C, then B, then A. But the one thing I really didn't care for was the marriage in this game. You have the ability to marry a candidate in this game if you would choose to. And I know this has been an option in past Fire Emblem games, but you actually get to marry them. This game really doesn't give you necessarily marriage. You kind of give them a ring and you have this like promise to be bonded forever or something kind of thing. It's kind of weird, and it's implied that it's marriage, but it also kind of implies that it's not fully marriage, I feel like. So I do wish that they kind of changed that, but Now the music in this game was pretty decent. I liked it a lot, and there were some tunes that really stuck out to me. But one of the things that I think this game did really well a couple times was there were moments when there was no music. I remember after one specific fight, and it was a very devastating moment, there was no music, and immediately when you walk into the free roam area after the fight, there is just this dead silence. You can feel the emptiness that's in the game. You can feel what these characters are feeling in that moment because there's no music playing. And I think one of the most powerful things for a game to do with its music is not to only play good, upbeat, nice, fun music or dramatic music whenever it's a dramatic moment, but to also know when to not play music. And I think this game did it really, really well. So the game overall, I think, was a great game. I think it's a good pickup. You know, if you enjoy chess, go grab it. If you enjoy a good story and can look past some cringy dialogue, go pick it up. I will say, if this is your first Fire Emblem game, please go get Three Houses first. This game is good, but it's nowhere near what Three Houses was, and I definitely think that you should give that game a try. And if you like that game, then I think Engage is a good game to pick up after that. But I'd give Engage a 7 out of 10, and especially if you're a past player and you have the nostalgia of the other characters. Or with me, I haven't even played a lot of the past games, but I played Super Smash Bros. That's how Marth and Roy was introduced to a lot of us, actually how the Fire Emblem series was introduced to a lot of us in Super Smash Bros. Melee. And if you liked playing with those characters, like playing with Ike, Corrin, all these different characters, you get to see these characters again in this game, and you actually get to play with them and have dialogue with them and just kind of get to learn a little bit more about their personalities, and it makes it kind of a nostalgic thing as well. But thank you guys for checking out the video today. If you liked it, please hit a like and please subscribe. Let me know down below if this helped you, and if you have the game, do you agree with me or not? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys later.